pretty specific dimensions that I gotta fill because I gotta make it look like a raccoon didn't eat my front seat cushion. So let's pretend for a moment that you buy and then revive a 1995 Ford F-150 that the interior has been ransacked by some sort of farm critter. And also it's got a dinger that, well, sometimes it turns off, sometimes it turns on while you're driving it. This is just normal everyday thing. This is just your life now. Just like my grandpa used to say, Matt, when in doubt, put cup holders on goddamn everything. All right, Grandpa, let me make you proud. We're gonna do it butcher block style. Take some 2x4s, some 2x6s, if I'm feeling real slutty, maybe even 2x8s. We're gonna glue and screw them together, and then you got a block of wood that's gonna turn into your cup holder situation. I like making this cup holder bro taco out of solid wood because that gets you a lot of material that you can cut angles into, chop corners off, and then route all or sand down, make it really look nice. And I cut it in half to not only make it look, more interesting, this little trick will save us when we have to wrap our upholstery or vinyl over the edges, that we got some way to hide that excess material without doing any stitching. I know you'd like that. So step one of our console build project is to just get rid of all that seat foam and fecal matter, just average Tuesday mid-morning project, to get some dimensions for our seat. Remember to keep testing your little thingamadoo, that way you don't get too vested in it with the wrong dimensions. Never done that, ever. Not only am I compensating for something down below, the center seat has got a little angle or a rake to it, so I'm gonna make sure my cup holders are flat, but I'm gonna saw in there a little angle, make it look good. I like to go ahead and chop the front corners at a 45 degree. That way I can sand them with the belt sander to make a really giant, long, swooping corner. Really can't do this with a router. You can try, but you're just not gonna get there. For all the other outside or perimeter edges, I use a 3/8 or 1/2 inch round over router bit. And to give our design a little bit more, I'll use a 1/4 inch round over bit on the inside areas, right between the cup holders. That way there's some, nuances and technical difficulties. Whatever it needs to happen to make it look more interesting. Be sure to take adequate cooling breaks when you're cutting holes through things with this hole saw. Yeah, that's the drill catching on fire. Classic Harbor Freight style. But in its defense, if it had been a jack stand, we'd already be dead. I've specifically chosen to install 3 cup holders instead of 2, because 2 looked weird and oddly small. I'm pretty used to things looking oddly small, but not here. Well, once you've got your wood block looking less like a wood block and more like a cup holder, well, it's time to wood fill. I usually do 2 or 3 rounds of wood filler with belt sanding in between, but I'm gonna use this time while it's drying to run to the hardware store, get some hardware that's long enough to go through the back of our wood block butcher situation and into our front half of the cup holder, so it'll tie them together. And remember to sand off that random paper towel you wood glued to your wood block situation. I'm just too lazy to remove. On any areas that need to have a really tight fitment, I like to switch to using my hand. Nice. That way after this thing gets upholstered, all the gaps look perfect. I thought I was done with it, but I went ahead and put it in one more time to check fitment and just thought it looked boring. I'm gonna chop off the side edges so it meets the center seat better. And I'm also gonna recreate this raised area behind the original cup holders on our new cup holders. To fabricate that, we're gonna use a strip of Sintra PVC. It's a 1/4 inch thick, super easy to sand, carve, and work with. And then I'm gonna use this Loctite Power Grab all-purpose interior interior construction adhesive to glue it together so I don't have to fill any more holes, honestly. Be sure to sand down both surfaces so they have some grabbiness to help the glue stick. There we go. That's what Daddy Matt's talking about. Oh yeah. Look at that. That's not how you sit in a chair. Now comes the naughty no-no zone, upholstery. This truck's interior color is called Lapis Blue, or whatever faded remnant it is of that, Lapis Blue color. I went online, checked out Albright Upholstery Supply, and they actually sell the OEM vinyl upholstery. Not even kidding. So I went ahead and ordered a yard of it, and wouldn't you know, perfect match. But unfortunately, it's only a 2-way stretch vinyl. Not even very stretchy at that. I know you're anxious, I'm anxious, but before you slap glue on that ass, go ahead and do a little something I call fingering it out. Take your vinyl and start wrapping it around your part. The goal here is to learn how you need to stretch and move and heat your vinyl up before you even get glue on it. The only glue I recommend for upholstery work is Weldwood Lando Top Adhesive. Fortunately, it's expensive, kind of pain to work with, gives you cancer, short list of problems. I like to take a Sharpie and on the backside of my upholstery, draw the outline of my wiener. Hold up. That actually looks like it's a different video. Draw the outline of your part on this one. Yeah. Because once you get this glue stuck, it does not like to let go. I'm going to start the vinyl wrap job on whatever surface I want perfect. In this case, it's going to be the top. That way, if we do get into a wrinkle or a little fold or doodad, it'll be on like the bottom edge, so even if it's not going to matter down there. Go ahead, sit back and relax this time lapse of me upholstering this cup holder thing. Now that both halves of our cup holder situation are ready to go, it's time to put them together. I'm going to screw these together and then upholster over the bolt heads. But if you were bolting this up to say like a seat or, a firewall, you wouldn't have to worry about that. Use a sharp knife, like this, to cut your upholstery around for your cup holders. Cut it big though, that way when you stick your cup holders in there, give it some little extra gravy to cook onto. Or just slam dunk the rest of that construction piece of tube into the gap. Either way. 17 hours later-ish, we've got a fully functional cup holder. Be sure to take adequate cooling drakes for your drakes. God damn it. Be sure to listen to Drake when you're cutting holes and shit. Oh, hold up. That actually looks like it's a different video. Draw the outline of your part for this one. Yeah, totally different video.